Good evening and welcome to another Facebook Live as part of my second annual summer series. My name is Jen Bengal and I'm excited to share some information that I have with you tonight all about grading writing. If you've ever struggled with grading your students' writing in the past, then tonight's live is for you. I'm going to be sharing some free resources with this talk as well. So if you have any questions about grading writing, feel free to ask them in the comment section. Also, if you know other teacher friends of yours that struggle with grading writing, you can go ahead and tag them in the comments so they can watch this and grab the free download that will help them as well. So tonight, I'm going to be showing you a few slides that are actually part of a writing course that I've written, and I'm going to talk to you about how I think about grading writing. I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of a different perspective because in the past, I would always grade writing based on grammar and mechanics because those were the easy things to grade. Are they complete sentences? Is everything spelled correctly? And all the other stuff I didn't really know how to grade, but I'm going to give you some tools for grading and show you a new perspective on that tonight. So here's a couple slides I wanted to share with you. I kind of am in the way. There we go. I'm going to move my mic over a little bit so you can see that. Hi, Martha. Hi, Erica. Welcome to the live talk tonight. I wanted to talk to you a little bit, hi, Mindy and Tracy, about grading writing. And I wanted to give you a new perspective. So when grading writing, be sure that you have the right perspective. And what I mean by that is it's really important to think that writers, a true writer, if you're developing writers in your classroom, they do not write to earn a grade. They don't write to earn a grade. Writers write to tell their stories, to share their ideas, and to inform their audiences. That's what they write for. And real audiences don't give grades. They really don't care about grades. Real audiences are not going to care about a grade. Real audiences react to writing through crying, laughing, feeling surprised, feeling connected, and left wanting to read more. That's what a good writer does to their audience. So in saying that though, so instead of saying this is how it's done as a writer, say your writing will probably affect your readers in this way. So instead of saying writing has a right and a wrong answer, say your writing is probably going to affect your readers or your audience in this way. That's a really great way to start language with students when you're talking about assessing their skills and their abilities as a writer. So with that said, I do know that we have to give some grades to hold our writers accountable since we're in school and we're in a school setting. So here's some grading ideas that I have for you tonight that I'm going to be sharing with you in just a minute. I'll give you a link. The first thing I look for when I grade, I'm going to give you 6 different things that I look for when I grade writing. The first thing I look for is how writers communicate meaning. So are they getting their message across in a way that makes sense, that's easy for the readers to understand, and that feels complete? I'm looking for those kinds of things when I'm grading writing. Are they communicating their meaning clearly? Because we all read for meaning. We read for understanding. So the author has to write in a clear way. I'll grade that and I will assess their ability to do that. I'll also assess a writer's ability to use their own understanding of a genre in writing. So if they're writing an opinion piece, I'm looking for elements of opinion added to their writing. So are they adding their own ideas, their own thoughts about whatever the topic it is that they're writing about? Or if they're writing a personal narrative, I'm going to be looking for, are they adding elements of emotion? Are they talking about small details, small moments? How are they using those elements of that genre in their writing? I'm going to be looking for that and assessing that with them. The next thing that I'm going to assess when I'm looking at writing is I'm going to look at the structure of their writing. So how do they have it laid out? Is it laid out in a way that makes sense for the readers? And I'm also going to look at the detail. Is there enough detail? Is there too much detail? Is it distracting to the reader? Are there things that don't really fit the main idea? Or is it a seamless transition from one idea to the next? And I'm going to be assessing that for my students as writers. And the last 2 things I look at their voice. So can I tell that this was this author's work. You know, when I get to the middle of the year and I'm teaching writing all year, I can tell when I pick up a piece of paper, I can tell who in my class wrote that piece because their voice is so strong in their writing. And that's what I want. I want them to be able to express their own unique voice through the written word by sharing their ideas, sharing their unique perspectives. And I want them to explore their voice and grow in their own ideas and thinking. That's what writing is. So I'm looking for that voice to come out in their work. And the last thing I'm looking at, and notice that I intentionally put it as the last thing that I'm looking at, is I'm looking at their conventions, their grammar, their mechanics, their spelling, their paragraph structure. All of those things are important to assess, but they're not the most important thing when I'm grading writing. They're actually, to me, one of the least important things. I look at all those other factors first. So, I see. Okay, here, Amanda, she said, do you use rubrics for grading writing? I love that you asked that question. It's perfect timing because guess what? I'm going to show you right now. I do use rubrics and I'm going to give them to you. So let me flip my screen here, do something a little different. There we go. I'm going to give you this page, which just is all the information I had on the slides I just shared with you. And then I'm going to give you these scales here for grading each of the 6 elements of writing that I just shared with you. And within each one of these, I have broken it down. So for communicating meaning, I have 5 things under communicating meaning, statements that I am going to assess. And how I do it is I rate the student's work by using a number system. So a 1 through 5, 5 being the best. I rate their work for each one of these statements. So in each one of these elements, they can earn up to 25 points. Now you can change this to be 1 out of 3, a 1 out of 4, however you would like. But that's how I do that. And so you'll get the communicating meaning, writing in the genre, and you'll also get the writing structure, the details in writing. So I even give you specifically under each one of these things what I use. And I do writing with voice and writing convention. So I'm going to give you all of these pages. Actually, I can give them to you now in just a second. I'm going to copy and paste this link. It's a Google Drive, so it's a free download that you can get in the Google Drive. Let me put this in the comments. It's always weird in the background because there's 50 things going on. Hi, Shannon. Thank you for saying you love my material. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you in here. Karen said, great webinars. There's always something to take away. Thanks, Karen. You're so sweet. So to answer Amanda's question, I do use rubrics for grading writing. And yes, Monica, rubrics do make writing so much easier to grade. And because there's no way of getting around the fact that grading writing is a subjective thing. You're never going to have like, this is the right answer. I always tell my students in writing that there is no right answer when you're a writer. There's just no right answer. And there's no wrong answer. And in fact, the only wrong answer, I say, is not trying to be a writer at all. The only wrong answer is to not put your pen on your paper. Everything else is a right answer, is your thoughts. It's a value that you have to say to the world, because I want, like I said, I want my students to learn to be a writer, not just that's worried about spelling and grammar, but that's thinking about how their message is being sent out to the world, who their audience is, how they're reading it, what their voice sounds like, and all that good stuff. So I grade according to that. Heidi said, I can't thank you enough for the resources you share. I get so much from them. That's awesome. Thank you, Heidi. That's so sweet. Gina said, you always inspire me. Hi, Gina. Thank you. Hi, Julie from Virginia. Nice to see you on here too. So on the next slide, I just want to show you, let me pull this down. Where did it go? Oh, I lost it. Hold on 1 second. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this slide is part of the kind of the overview of my summer series for August. And in a couple days, I'm going to be talking about the status of the class. That's going to be on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central. I'm going to be talking about how I use status of the class. First of all, what it is, how I use it, why it's so powerful, and I'm going to share how I use it in different subject areas too. So how do I do status of the class in writing? How can you do it in reading? How might you even do it in science or social studies as well? So I'll be sharing some information about that. I love the status of the class because it's quick, easy, but gives me an amazing informal assessment that I use to constantly drive my instruction. So you'll hear all about that on Thursday. And then I just wanted to invite you one last time, if you have not come to the webinar or have not signed up for the brand new webinar that's happening in 50 minutes, I have a brand new webinar I'm hosting live tonight for the very first time. I'm really nervous about it, but I'm really excited. I've been putting it together for quite some time now. It's all about the curriculum that I have available and how it works together. So how you can take all the pieces of your literacy instruction and plan it out for the whole year. I'm going to give you a scope and sequence for the year. I'm going to give you daily examples of how I map out the day in my classroom, how you can do it as well. I'm going to be going over all kinds of different things about just putting the big picture together. Sometimes we have all these little pieces of things, but it's hard to see the big picture. So tonight is all about the big picture. Hopefully you can join me in the webinar. You can still sign up. It's not too late. In fact, let me put a link for you to sign up, and you can do that now. It's a free webinar, and you can sign up. You'll get an email that'll give you a special login to come to the webinar. It's happening at 7:30 p.m. tonight. Is anyone coming? Oh, Mindy, she said, it's fabulous. Go listen to it. Worth every minute. You will do great as always. Oh, thank you so much. You're in the Lifetime group because if you've already seen it, you're in the Lifetime group because this is the first time I'm doing it live. And I really appreciate you saying that because when I do a new webinar, I never know, if it's going to relate to everybody or not. It makes sense in my brain, but does it make sense to everybody else? So thank you so much for that feedback. I really love hearing that. Lindsay's coming tonight. Awesome. Lindsay's coming tonight. Catherine's coming tonight. Jackie's coming tonight. Amy's coming tonight. Awesome. So many people are coming tonight. You're welcome, Wendy. Let's see. Oh, I'm having trouble finding the resources after your live is done. So look in the comments. You'll see me make a comment. And in that comment, we'll have the link. I already put it in there, so you should be able to see that. The link is already posted in the comment section. So if you scroll up and down, here it is right here. It says, here is your link to the free resource for tonight. You just click that link and it'll download it. You'll open up a Google Drive and you can download it and save it from there. So yeah, I'm going to go get ready for the very first live Facebook or webinar live. See, I'm nervous. I'm going to get ready for the very first live webinar on the Jen Bengal 101. And I'm excited. Stephanie's coming. I can't wait. This piece has been stressing me out for weeks. Awesome. Well, it was a big project to put together the big picture, but it really actually helped me a lot too. So I'm glad you're coming. And Lindsay, yes, I will see you in just a bit too. Oh my gosh, Mindy. She's you're so sweet. She said, maybe one summer all of your groupies can meet. Wouldn't that be cool? I was in a live webinar I don't know, it was like a month ago. We were talking about that, because I live by the beach, and I said, well, I'll just get a little thing on the beach and we'll all just go sit in beach chairs and sit around and hang out and talk about resources, and wouldn't that be fun? That would be so fun. But anyways, I am going to sign off. And Gina, if you're still having issues with the link, we'll check it when I get off. I'll make sure if it's not working now that it will be working in just a minute. Sometimes Google Drive is fussy, especially if a lot of people go there all at one time. You can have to wait just a minute, but I'll make sure it's working. Lindsay said she's up for the beach. Okay, well, we'll talk about it. Maybe that'll happen next summer. I don't know. We'll see. All right, everybody, I will see you if you're coming to that webinar. If you're not signed up yet, it's not too late. You can still sign up, and I'll see everybody else in the webinar in just a bit. Otherwise, I'll see you on Thursday talking about status of the class at the same spot, same time. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Bye.